It's Saturday, and I've decided to rest in a little bit and then meet up with the Tokyo toy bastard, Jeremy, also known as Tokyo Banzai. He has been living in Japan for a very long time and is an experienced toy hunter. It has been a while since we've met up, and we decided to visit a large book off, hard off in the boonies of Tokyo. Now, if you've been following Instagram and other Japanese YouTubers, you have heard about getting off at Hard Off. Yeah, you heard me. Hard Off has a variety of stores under different names, all ready to get you off. Hard Off comes from the term hardware, and Hard Off sells such goods as shown. Jeremy and I will be visiting a Hobby Off together, which is a store that focuses on collectibles like toys and cars. Now, if we're lucky, we both might find some killer deals, and both of us are gonna get. You get the joke. These are well known stores that sell anything and everything. They vary in size and what they carry. They used to be those quiet places few people knew about for the best deals, and everyone would go almost daily. But in recent years, they have jacked up their prices much higher and now research all of their items. Some stuff are still fair prices and can be cheaper than other stores, but they are frequented so often now, it's just your luck and your knowledge if you get a fair deal or an amazing deal. But they are frequented very often, especially by tourists now. And the closer these places are to Tokyo or larger cities, the less stuff they're going to have of quality and value. Versus going way out to the middle of nowhere, you have better odds. So here we have one of the large showcases that are full of vintage toys. There's a lot of interesting 90s pieces up there, a little bit of Sentai to the right that you can see. Really, really fair prices in general. Look at that little mini arcade game. Look at that artwork. It's totally badass. Only at 40 bucks. Toys R Us reissues of Micronauts / Microman figures. Again, fun stuff, pretty fair prices. These are Sentai figures. We have the Turbo Zord, a couple are 70s Shogoken style. There's Combatra. A lot of fair prices again, and then looking at this is Diaclone, and I should have bought these, but I was just like, oh no, the trip's just starting, I'm going to leave it behind. They were really fair, and I should have bought them. And down below we have Game & Watch and some 70s toys as well. This showcase has a lot of more interesting oddball items. We have VR Troopers. I think that's Battle of the Planets, one of the Popey birds that they produced. We have some more odd items here. Look to the far right. That's the Diaclone Walker for 150 bucks. Nobody wanted those in the past. Isn't that crazy? This showcase has some odds and ends. We have Takara Brave. That's a rare set, it looks like. I actually don't collect Brave. I regret not getting into it. Diaclone Warodoros and Die Attacker. Pretty expensive for beat up with the Galaxy Express diecast behind. The Transformer section, those were solid prices. They weren't mint boxes. I don't know how complete they are, but if you look at that, that breaks down to some really, again, just great prices in general. Nothing I needed personally, I desired, but it was still good. I had to double check a couple pieces. The raccoon from Beast Wars, he was not complete. Other than that, that would have been an absolutely gorgeous price. But in general, it was nice to see this stuff. But again, nothing was calling to me. So I visited the Sentai area, which is Kamen Rider and Power Rangers, for the loose items that they have. And I had been noticing that there were Ninja Steel throwing stars. Now, this market actually has strong value. A lot of the Morpher additional accessories don't go for big bucks. Dino Fury little fights don't go for big money. The Gokaiger little keys don't go for big money. They produce a lot of these, but for some reason the Ninja Steel Morphers are going for decent money. So I found about 4 of them here for a really good price, and compared to what they're going on eBay, I could be wrong. It could be less, but I mean, at these prices, I can't be wrong. So I snapped these up. Lots of Legos. Everyone loves Legos. So lots of sets that are complete or at least partially complete, all priced accordingly. Very diligent of these guys. I love the amazing artwork that they put into a lot of these board games from the 70s and 80s. That piece is just stellar. I don't collect board games, but anything like Castlevania Dracula-esque, I'm totally on board. And then this is a Toby type of like kids game. So a lot of Toby toys in the 80s were based like wind up little interaction games. This one's like a detective and the Yakuza, and I guess you can fire a bullet or at least a little pellet and you get to get a little through the doorway or something. It's just really fascinating things I didn't even know existed. So that's why you can spend so much time at these stores or other collectible stores and just the whole day could go by just in one store, just seeing all these things that you never knew existed. I just love it. And we also will wrap up with the Arrow Cop, which I love. It's an insane, just classic 90s bootleg toy that you would see at the flea markets being sold. That's why it kind of calls to me. So this entire place is just aisles and aisles of like anime, gashapon, anime figures, vintage toys, Sentai stuff, but you get the idea. And the very back aisle was like the cheapy things plus some Pokemon. So you can see like this is an entire tub of just Dino Charge Morpher batteries, and they're like 50 cents each, which is just bonkers. I found Tripticon, well, Giga Storm from Transformers. Here he is just chilling. It's an awesome toy, about 40 bucks. Resale's like 100 bucks for that. And in a random showcase in the back was a Power Rangers Space Morpher. Pretty beat up, but only that cheap. So I decided to pick it up, and yeah, poor little lizard here has some arm issues. But that was about it. We then carried on and moved on to a different location, which housed a lot of vintage antique items. Not so much toys, but once in a while toys would be there. And it was just nice to chill and hang out, look at all this lost Western and some Japanese toys and collectibles, and just in general antiques. They're just chilling here. And it was nice. It's just nice. So we went to another store which was very fascinating. I don't remember the name of it, but they pretty much receive all the current or just fading out current anime trends and all the Gashapon and UFO Crane and all the knickknacks of all the various anime series or K-pop or J-pop. There were just baskets and baskets, all diligently organized, and all this stuff was dirt cheap. 50 cents each, $1 each. They need to get it out because there's so much more coming through every day. So this was really fun to go through. In the end, all I found was a Hunter X Pito little backpack straps. I just grabbed that for literally $1. And then we moved on to another store that was right in the same mall that carried a couple vintage items, especially some video games. And there wasn't anything calling to me. It was much smaller in size, but it had a lot of newer stuff, Gundam kits, Zoids kits, and just stuff like that. But the video game section, I noticed the Sega Saturn Knights, and it brought back some of the happy memories of the Knights Christmas special I played as a kid. And that's how we ended the day, and I really do appreciate Jeremy hanging out and showing me all these fun and unique places to buy wonderful items that I've never been to before. He was really cool, and I enjoyed hanging out with him immensely. After hanging out with Jeremy for most of the day, I met up with a seller of vintage toys. This is one of those deals that you just do off camera. The person brought to me a very unique and rare vintage Star Wars item. Now, there are a lot of Star Wars fans in Japan, and during the 90s and 2000s, a lot of collectors purchased these unique items from around the world. So once in a while, these items pop up in Japan unexpectedly. This is an original bootleg of the original Kenner Leia from Hungary. They're known as the Hungarian bootlegs. They have a variety of colors used for the card backs, but it's always the same image. They did a number of characters, including Boba Fett. The Leia also has 3 different colored guns. This one is the red variant. She has an absolutely just fascinating paint app for her face. That's just completely different than the Kenner paint app. The price was up there, but was extremely fair compared to the current market rate. things like this just don't pop up. And when in doubt, buy them out. After that, I crawled back to my little hotel. I cleaned up. I went out with some friends at Kabukicho and stopped by the Cyber Girl Cafe Hashisha. Because, damn right. And you want to go there as well. It was a good day. Next episode will be Superfest, Japan's largest collectible toy show.